more.
So just to clarify, if you write, say, a blog or some content, and then various subjects that relate to what you do,
Yeah.
and then create internal links from that content to another page on your site.
The blog's on your site, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that of any value, or is that irrelevant?
It is a fact,
yeah.
yes. But the fact is a blog really doesn't make any difference compared to any other content page you might write in that situation. But yeah, value.
I know it's sort of a very difficult sort of figure to put an estimation on, but what would you say the balance of on-page optimization against inbound links? What would you say sort of a reasonable balance is between the value?
The value of it, I think it is impossible to answer.
Depends on the quality of the links.
Because you can only get your on-page stuff so good. And I mean, we take a site on and we do a once over, and I won't normally revisit that for the existing content unless they change their keywords. So you might spend, I often spend 1 or 2 weeks just writing titles and metadata for new sites, but that's a one-pass thing. You can build links for them for the next 5, 10, 20 years. So that's the thing you've got to invest the time and the long-term commitment.
Constantly writing content for a site that's particularly worthwhile.
Well,
You don't need to add lots of content. If there's not a business need to add content, I would get the content as good as you can get it and then concentrate on off-page.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I always give the example of our own site. I wrote it 5 years ago. I've changed nothing but the copyright decorations in the last 5 years. And it ranks pretty, well, very well.
Talks about Prime Minister Tony Blair.
So there's not a need for sort of keep updating the sort of news section and sort of to get fresh content, just though we've been sort of...
We normally recommend that to clients if they're short of content in the first place, and you need to give them a peg to hang actually getting a decent amount of content on the site in the first place. But if someone comes along, and some of you will know Kes Tag, for example, I mean, she had almost too much content for really what she needed. And actually, we haven't just gone out to add content to a site like that, because there are much greater benefits in doing the on-page, the semantic, structural stuff, and then link building, than just adding content because you feel the need is there to have the biggest possible site.
Yeah.
Or web videos, are they becoming more valuable?
Well, they have become more valuable as an SEO tool because, once again, Google is starting to index them as well, so they come out as a part of your results. So it's also a way of, especially if you're using YouTube, to be able to go in and add keywords into the videos, and then obviously make sure that the video is related to your website in some way.
Is it better to place them on YouTube rather than place them directly on your own site?
I would go with YouTube, but
I think so. Yeah.
Better on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no harm in having both.
Yeah. I mean, there is much a driver of traffic as there are a pure SEO way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So
Sorry, say again?
there is much simply a driver of traffic as a pure SEO play.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're on YouTube, you've got a much better chance of them actually just bringing you traffic if you do the correct tagging, the things we were talking about 2 months ago.
On that note as well, if you are offering anything that can go into Wikipedia as well, so if you're offering a service that's related to one of the Wikipedia entries, we drive a lot of traffic for one of the websites that I work with, drive a lot of traffic through Wikipedia. So people are interested in a certain topic, and they'll actually drive off Wikipedia onto the website. So a small proportion of the traffic actually comes directly from Wikipedia.
One of my competitors has actually got a page on Wikipedia, and its title is their company name, but then obviously it's got fairly sort of keywords within the Wikipedia page and 1 or 2 relevant links.
I think there's no follow on Wikipedia anyway as well.
The links themselves are no follow.
Yeah.
So you're not getting any ranking benefit from those. But there will be traffic. But the cut-off really is whether the people edit Wikipedia think your company is a household name. And if it's something like French transfers, they'll put it in if it's paid market, they won't. And you won't ever get around that unless you're bigger than fresh customers.
Yeah.
It's a sort of sad reality.
It's a cultural thing, whether you accept it as part of culture.
When naming graphics, photos, videos, page names, is there a limit to the number of characters or words you can stick in that name?
Well, there's an operating system file name limit on him.
Yeah,
But
30 characters.
no, it's more than that. It's 256. Yeah. But
But can you overstuff the name of a graphic or a video or a page name with too many keywords?
You certainly can.
I think for everything, there's a limit to how many keywords you stuff into one place.
And I think when we were looking back about 3 slides back at those examples of the 2 different sorts of URL confirmation for the gift site, certainly for the URLs, I would very much favour you having some sort of, if you're rewriting it into a directory style and structure.
Yeah, kind of like this one where it's jewelry slash.
Yeah, rather than just stringing out. This is particularly unfortunate because they mix hyphens and underscores in the same.
And spaces.
And spaces in the same URL. Okay. You've got to think of people, some people still type URLs into web bars. And yeah. I wouldn't make it too things. Things like image names, you probably don't need more than sort of 3-word names to be effective from a keyword point of view.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you say there's no difference between whether you're using underscores or hyphens or nothing at all?
Don't use gap spaces, as we see that, because that gets encoded as percentage 20.
Yeah.
And it's really, really unfortunate. Google made a pragmatic decision when it set up its search engine that it was going to index underscores as characters because they were used in so many program names at the time. And it's only a couple of years ago that it's decided to undo that decision. They now will use them as seamless separators in URLs. So starting afresh, you can use either personal preference.
Perhaps if you put the 2 words together, say gift ideas as 1 word.
Well, a lot of people say to me, well, you know, it's very easy to extract keywords out of unseparated domain names. But if you think, your domain name character limit? 58 characters.
Yeah.
Actually, computationally, you wouldn't bother to try and extract single keywords out of that if they're not separated. And so, lots of people don't like them. I still prefer, if you've got a definite need to have, you know, the keyword around the brand name as your URL, I'm quite happy to see people separate those. To be honest with you, if it's a brand name, if you run them together, you're going to be able to rank it anyway, so like X is sent up. But if it's something like gift ideas, you know, and you want to have that as a sort of generic domain, I would hyphenate it still.
Yeah.
The ideal though is to buy both. The content on the hyphenated and just 301 the unhyphenated to the hyphenated version.
Yeah, on a URL you buy both.
Oh yeah. So that when you've got your glossy advertising, and you know, you can have the more normal looking one for people to type in to see. You know, if you're doing magazine advertising, TV, you know, even on the site itself.
Yep.